After the horrors of World War II, the United States faced a moral dilemma. Should they use the expertise of former Nazi scientists to gain an edge in the Cold War? Operation Paperclip was the secret program that brought more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians to America. Some would help lay the foundations for NASA and propel the US into space. But at what cost? This is the shocking story of science, politics, and ethical compromise. As the Third Reich crumbled in 1945, the Allies scrambled not just for territory, but for talent. German technology, from rockets to jet engines, was years ahead in some areas. The US saw an opportunity to recruit German scientists before the Soviets could. Jacobson details how the US military prioritized technical advantage over potential war crimes. One of the most famous recruits was Wernher von Braun, the mastermind behind Germany's V-2 rocket program. Von Braun and his team would later design the Saturn V rocket that carried Apollo astronauts to the moon. Von Braun claimed he had joined the Nazi Party out of necessity, but evidence shows he was an SS officer. Neufeld explores the duality of von Braun's career: genius innovator and willing participant in a brutal regime. Many Paperclip scientists had worked with or overseen forced labor in Nazi Germany. US officials falsified records to hide their pasts and gain public support for the program. These reports reveal how the government sanitized biographies to secure visas for German scientists. Hunt's investigative work uncovered documents showing how close the US came to ignoring justice. The US justified Operation Paperclip as a necessary evil. With the Soviets developing their own rocket program under former German scientists, the race for technological supremacy left no room for moral hesitation. Gimbel examines how both superpowers exploited German technology and expertise. The V-2 rocket, once a terror weapon aimed at London, became the stepping stone to the moon. How did technology born in war become a tool for exploration? Lanús traces the technical lineage from Nazi rockets to Apollo's triumph. Decades later, historians and journalists would ask uncomfortable questions. Was it worth it? Did the US sacrifice its values for a Cold War victory? Lichtblau describes how former Nazis lived quietly in American suburbs while contributing to scientific progress. Operation Paperclip is a story of technological triumph shadowed by moral ambiguity. It propelled the US to space, but left a legacy of ethical questions that linger to this day. Jacobson writes that Paperclip shaped not just NASA, but also US military and intelligence efforts during the Cold War. Films and TV shows have hinted at Paperclip's shadowy world. From The Right Stuff to Hunters, the story resonates because it forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about progress. Hamling examines how Paperclip influenced both fact and fiction in popular culture. What if the US had refused to work with former Nazis? Would the Soviet Union have won the space race? Would humanity still have walked on the moon? Operation Paperclip forces us to grapple with a central question. Can the pursuit of knowledge ever justify moral compromise? The rockets that carried humanity to the stars were built on a foundation of war, suffering, and ethical ambiguity. This is the paradox of progress. Modern scholars cited throughout: Annie Jacobson, Michael J. Neufeld, Linda Hunter, Eric Lichtblau, Roger D. Launius. Thanks for watching. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, subscribe and let us know in the comments. Was Operation Paperclip a necessary evil or a betrayal of justice? Join us next time as we uncover more hidden chapters of history.